Old Prague Legends. Not far from Prague Castle is the extensive and magnificent Czernin Palace. It is said that a very rich count lived here at one time. He brought with him a beautiful but sinfully pretentious countess. Merchants came to the palace from all over the world, and the countess bought the strangest fabrics, most expensive jewellery, strangely beautiful feathers from exotic birds, and the finest furs. Once she had worn something, she never wore it again. One day, the Count decided to organise a grand ball at which his wife would glow like a diamond. He invited the noblest society and personally made sure the preparations for the ball went smoothly. Carts fully loaded with the choicest delicacies and finest wines arrived at the palace. Florists came with arms full of fresh flowers, the best musicians were hired, along with thousands of candles to provide light all night. The Countess had a beautiful dreamlike dress made for the party, but could not choose herself a pair of slippers. Shoemakers came and left her chambers, but she was still dissatisfied. Either the shape or the quality of the leather or decoration was wrong. She kept saying she wanted slippers like the world had never seen, and became more bad-tempered every day. Until one morning, a few days before the ball, when she was spreading some honey on bread, she suddenly exclaimed that she wanted slippers made of bread dough. She summoned the best shoemaker and ordered him to make such slippers. The shoemaker crossed himself over such an ungodly wish. But what the master commands has to be obeyed. He got the baker to bake a huge loaf of bread and modelled the slippers from the breadcrumbs. He decorated them with precious stones and gold and brought them on a velvet cushion to the Countess. At last she was satisfied and rewarded the shoemaker generously. At the ball, the Countess was the centre of attention. The dress and jewels suited her well, and the Count was rightly filled with pride. The Countess danced all evening, but before the last dance, she was addressed by a nobleman with a bewitching look, who asked her to come with him so he could show her something that a woman of her charm would appreciate. The Countess eagerly let the stranger lead her to the cellar. There her slippers suddenly burst into blue flame. The flames turned into monsters which tore the Countess up on sight for her godlessness. This stranger was none other than the ruler of hell. In the cellars of Czernin Palace to this day, you can still hear the cries of the Countess and the clatter of her bread slippers.
Thank you.